All right, here we go. Cronah versus Cyberfish. This is a pocket battle, which means that these players do not have to record their teams whether they win or lose. So both players are very much incentivized to bring their strongest possible teams. So we have a lead Garchomp for Cronah against lead Pangoro from Cyberfish. Exactly what you would expect. Very strong Pokemon about to smack each other. Well, let's get to it. Cronah goes for Sleep Powder turn 1 and misses. Unfortunate to miss that. It is 75% accurate, so you do expect to hit it more times than often. Hit it more times than missing. That being said, I don't know if that was necessary. I think just attacking there could have been better. Pangoro goes for Rock Smash, which is not a very good attack at all and doesn't do too much damage. Cronah goes for the Sleep again, does hit it this second try. Pangoro is asleep, and Cronah gets a safe switch into Gardevoir. So it's as I was saying, like, I don't think if Cronah was trying to fight the Pangoro 1v1 with Garchomp, I don't think going for sleep was a good move, but it looks like that's not what he was trying to do. He just wanted to put the Pangoro to sleep so that he could safely switch in his Gardevoir, and that does make sense. Looks like his Gardevoir was not full health, but actually doesn't end up mattering because that 4 times effective Draining Kiss is going to get him to full health, and that's what happens here. So Cyberfish is down 1 Pokemon. Garchomp coming in on the Metagross Gear Grind, taking huge damage. Gear Grind, very strong attack, and Metagross, very strong attacker. Switches into Noivern on the Bone Rush. Good play. Cyberfish does need that Metagross to be able to deal with things, especially because he knows now that Cronah is bringing a Gardevoir. So probably wants to keep that Metagross alive for the guard. Switches into Noivern on the Bone Rush. Doesn't take any damage. Noivern goes for Dragon Breath here and will finish off the Garchomp. Garchomp is slower than Noivern, so good play by Cyberfish. And Guard comes in from Cronah, goes for that Draining Kiss again, threatening that super effective damage. Cyberfish goes to his Oranguru. He wants to keep his Noivern alive. That makes sense. It's a good play. But does this Oranguru beat the Gardevoir? Cronah says, I don't even want to know. I don't want to know if it beats it or not, and switches into his Leafeon on a Psywave from this Oranguru. Leafeon goes for Pin Missile, which is super effective against Oranguru. Depending on how many hits this gets, it might kill. Needs 1 more. Gets it. Bit unlucky for Cyberfish to not be able to get more chip on this Leafeon. Here's that Noivern again, goes for Incinerate. Leafeon, by the way, worth mentioning, is fairly high in physical defense, fairly low in special defense. This Incinerate is a special attack. Doesn't quite one-shot. Gets a Super Fang off, doing 50% health to this Noivern. And Noivern finishes off the Leafeon with a wing attack. Gardevoir coming back in makes sense, but there's that Metagross. Good thing he kept it alive. Definitely necessary to deal with this Gardevoir. And now Cronah's in a bit of trouble again, because we've seen this before, and it's gonna happen. Basically, every time the Gardevoir comes in, the Metagross can come in, and when the Metagross is up against the Gardevoir, this Metagross is threatening huge damage with the Gear Grind, and that's what happens. Luckily for Cronah, he does have a Volcarona, which does resist the Gear Grind. It still takes big damage because, again, it's just a huge damage attack, but it's chipping away at the Volk. Volcarona going for Fire Pledge makes a lot of sense. Again, Cyberfish wants to keep his Metagross alive and switches to Noivern. Goes for the wing attack. This Volcarona stays in, goes for Fire Pledge again, and does kill the Noivern. Cyberfish a little bit on the back foot. Comes in with an Octillery. What? What? Crazy. We've seen so many strong, very strong Pokemon smacking each other with huge damage up to this point, and Cyberfish doing what Cyberfish does, brings in an Octillery of all things. Really surprised to see that. Octillery does go for Aqua Jet and will finish off this Volk. So it's already, just by that turn, it got some pretty good value. Let's see if it can get more. Gyarados comes in against this Octillery. You would expect the Gyarados would be able to hit the Octillery for some nice flying damage, and the Octillery will not probably be able to hit the Gyarados because water resists water. Gyarados goes for Razor Shell, which again, water resists water, so that's not doing too much. Octillery goes for Strength, which is a normal type move. Does okay damage. Dual Chop from the Gyarados, gonna be doing much more than that water attack did. Octillery goes for Muddy Water, which again is water on water, not gonna do too much damage. But Muddy Water does have a chance of lowering the accuracy. I can't actually see if it did or not, but it looks like it probably did, because this Dual Chop, which already naturally has 90% accuracy, probably got its accuracy even lower because of that Muddy Water. And does miss on this Octillery, which is going for Muddy Water once again. I can't actually see if he's getting the accuracy drop or not, but there's another miss from Dual Chop and another Muddy Water. So this Gyarados has very low accuracy at this point, and this Dual Chop just keeps on missing. Very unlucky for Cronah, but CyberFish doing the play that he feels he needs to make in order to stay in this game. And you know, that's what Pokemon's all about. Sometimes you don't have good matchups. Sometimes there's one play that has a chance of bringing you back into the game, and that's maybe what just happened here, because this Octillery just 1v1 to Gyarados, and it probably shouldn't have been able to, but he got the luck. He made the play he needed to make, got the luck that was associated with that play, and ended up 1v1ing the Gyarados with an Octillery. There you go. Muddy Water, by the way, does not have 100% accuracy, and he did hit all of them, so that is quite lucky as well for CyberFish. Just a side note there. Cronah bringing in Dragapult now, goes for Dual Chop, and this Octillery will no longer be doing any shenanigans. CyberFish goes into Latios. That's a little bit more what we're talking about here. Now we're back to full strength against full strength. Latios versus Dragapult. Let's see who wins. Dual Chop on the Latios. Oh. Okay, Dragapult wins. Good to know. Latios, not very helpful. So it's down to just the Metagross. Here it is. Metagross versus the world. Can this Metagross do the impossible? Metagross versus Dragapult. Dragapult goes for Incinerate. Does some decent damage. Shadow Claw from the Metagross will two-shot this Dragapult. Dragapult goes for Astonish, trying to get a flinch. Does not get it. Shadow Claw finishes off that Dragapult. Wait a second. That's right. Gardevoir. Oh no. Wait. If Cronah had gone for Incinerate instead of Astonish, would have done a little bit more damage. Oh, actually, it didn't matter. The Metagross is faster than the Gardevoir. Hits that Gear Grind, takes him out, and the Metagross has done it. Metagross took out the two remaining Pokemon on Cronah's side. Crazy. Really good game sense, I suppose, on CyberFish's side to keep the Metagross the way he did, in order to beat the Gardevoir. So that, like, it's something that you got to keep in mind when you're doing Pokemon battles is, what do I want the end of this battle to look like? What do I want the very end to be? And CyberFish very possibly thought, I want it to be Metagross versus Gardevoir because I win that. And so he kept that Metagross alive as long as the Gardevoir stayed alive. It worked out for him. Of course, have to say that there was a lot of luck involved. Cronah definitely got very unlucky, but CyberFish made the plays that he needed to make to win. GG.